Hey, what's going on? Today I have 7 things that piss me off. Now, these are all sort of minor inconveniences that really don't matter at all, except for maybe one of them, and they kind of just rub me the wrong way and drive me up a wall. So I guess I'll just jump right into it. Number one, we have fancy screwdriver heads. So I really don't understand why everything isn't just a Phillips. You know, the ones that have like the star or the hexagon, these like proprietary screwdriver heads. Honestly, they're doing too much. I don't know what the purpose is for having different screws, different types. If everything could just be a Phillips, that would make everything way easier. It would save me money from having to get a bunch of different screwdriver heads to basically do the same thing of screw and unscrew the screw. I don't know. I don't know if it's for security purposes, which at that point isn't really doing anything because a drill would get through all of them. Number two, the technology section at discount stores. I don't know if you've ever if you ever had the gall to buy a speaker from a Dollar Tree, but you should not. First of all, it's not a dollar. It's like $5, $6 or whatever. And that thing sounds awful. It sounds like I am shouting through a Pringles can the song that your favorite artist is singing. It sounds pretty awful, and I think there is no place for technology at discount stores. Going into a Five Below and buying a light fixture or LED light strips from Five Below is probably one of the worst uses of your money of all time. I unfortunately bought some hexagon lights at a Five Below once, and they broke in a matter of days because they were a tap sensor. Like, you tapped on it and it was supposed to turn on and turn off. They were battery powered, so I thought it was a pretty good deal. And then it turns out that it wasn't, and really just awful quality, which what are you expecting if you're getting technology, something that requires a lot of precision, and you're buying it for $3 at a store. Number three, the toilet paper holders in public bathrooms. You know, everyone already has a bone to pick with the toilet paper itself in public bathrooms, but honestly, I want to go a step further and talk about this terrible design of a plastic holder that we use in all public bathrooms for some reason. For some reason, they think it's really cool to be able to hold two rolls at once, two of these massive rolls that seem to never end. And when they do, and you need to switch to the other roll, it is actually impossible to move it. Not to mention that they are approximately 1 foot off the ground, so you can get 6 inches of toilet paper before you're touching the floor of the public bathroom right next to the toilet where someone has already pissed and shit on. Also, my knee is above the toilet paper holder when I'm sitting down on this disgusting toilet, and I have to reach all the way down. I might as well just peek under the stall and see my neighbor who's also trying to take a shit and having his own battles in there. And I honestly might as well just look at him eye to eye as I reach down and touch the floor with the back of my hand when trying to get this toilet paper out. Also, it's far away for some reason. It's also far away from the toilet, so I got to reach all the way, especially if one toilet paper roll that's been selected is the one further from me and closer to the door. And since I have no idea how to switch to the roll that's closer to me because the thing doesn't move, and then when I try to rip it, it also doesn't tear off. It just pulls more out. So at this point, I have about 10 feet of crusty ass construction paper, toilet paper, just on the ground that I have to pick up and eventually use and put on my ass. Number four, the fourth thing that pisses me off in a slightly inconveniencing way, when it is unclear which window to pull up to at a drive-thru after ordering at the menu. Most drive-thrus, as you have probably seen, have 2 windows, I guess, to handle with overflow, or you pay at the first one and get your food at the second one. So when I'm driving somewhere on a road trip and I pull off to get, some, it doesn't really happen with McDonald's, but let's say a Burger King. If I'm stopping at a Burger King in the middle of buttfuck nowhere and there is no one at the Burger King, so there's no precedent set for me to follow like a sheep, and they don't tell you, they just say pull up to the window. So I pull up to the first window, assuming that's the window that they mean, and then I look around. There's no indicator. It's not like there's inventory in front of the window to tell me that there's no one working at this window. There's just an empty register. I don't know if I'm supposed to be at this one or the next one, and I also have no concept of how inconveniencing it is for them to have to walk to that window instead of me pulling up to the second window. At best, there's at least a tip jar right there with hopefully money in it, so that way I know someone is actually in that window and it's not absolutely vacant. Number 5, the concept that mobile game advertisements that accurately represent the game has now become a selling point of the game. I don't know what happened to mobile games, but the sharp decline actually needs to be studied. You know, because I believe it started probably with TikTok. Getting TikTok advertisements for mobile games, and you know, it was the dudes, and you got to do the quick math to decide which one gives you more troops or better guns, and then they always play them wrong. Naturally, they rage bait you into getting the game, and then you get the game and it's not that game at all. It's something else. Probably it's just some like shitty ass version of Clash of Clans, or some sort of city builder where you have to manage your resources, and then it also has a 1-hour tutorial that you cannot skip. But now they are just saying, hey, our game is actually like the advertisement, and then because of that, and solely that, you should get our free game and spend money and hours of your time on it. I'm not sure how this, like, what happened to Tiny Wings and what happened to Angry Birds. What happened to all the games that had birds that were very good, and now why are they all historical timepieces with anime tits that have to do with governing a city in the winter, like the winter one? That one's awful. Anyway, I'm getting riled up just thinking about it. Let's move on. Number 6, CenturyLink. CenturyLink might be possibly the worst internet provider ever created on this earth. This is all pulling from my personal experience, and I have absolutely zero data to back this up, but it was awful. From my experience living at home with CenturyLink in the neighborhood, they provided for the whole neighborhood, which I think is astonishing. Whoever made that decision needs to be angrily let go with zero remorse, and no employment help after the fact. I probably had a download speed of 40 megabytes per second, and if you don't know, that is awful. I now have approximately 760. That is possible. 760 is achievable for probably the same price, and I was getting 40, and then upload speed was basically non-existent. Also, the internet would go out approximately once every 3 weeks, which is terrible uptime. I think that is awful. And the customer service was also really bad because they said, well, you just have to wait for us to fix it. And at this point, I'm thinking, what is there to fix? Your internet doesn't even work anyway. And yeah, that's really it. CenturyLink is awful. I hope that I honestly have no idea how they're still in business. I guess if you don't use a computer and you just use it for looking online, and you have a lot of time for things to load, I think that's what CenturyLink is for. And this will probably wrap it up. Number 7, the number 7 on my list of things that inconvenience. You know what? The CenturyLink one is actually a major inconvenience. That one was a major inconvenience. Of all of these, that was definitely the worst. And this one is really kind of just me nitpicking here. But number 7, Diet Dr. Pepper. Dr. Pepper is such a good drink, but the diet version is absolutely terrible. It is garbage, and I don't know who signed off on it. When you think about Coke and Diet Coke is manageable. I personally love diet soda. I drink diet soda over regular soda all the time. I understand that there are chemicals in it, and I have no problem with that. I will pick the chemicals over the calories most of the time, and that is my personal decision. But with Dr. Pepper, I will take double the calories over a 0-calorie Dr. Pepper. The diet version is absolutely god-awful. It is not Dr. Pepper. It is Apprentice Pepper. It might even be Med Student Pepper. It is completely terrible and rancid. It honestly just tastes like licking the bottom of a trash can that is carbonated, and there just happened to be some crushed up ground pepper in the background. It might be pepper adjacent. So that's going to do it. That is my list of 7 things that piss me off. All of them, again, are pretty much minor inconveniences except for the CenturyLink. That one is actually terrible and really bad. Do not use CenturyLink. I hate them. Thanks for watching and take care.